Hey, what's going on guys? Butterbar here, welcome back to the channel. So I'm doing a different video today. I'm actually doing a review of firefighter tactics that was covered by the news in New York City. So FDNY was actually responding to a building fire, and the news is actually depicting the rescue tactics they use in a negative light, which, as me being a firefighter, I wanted to give you guys my take on it, my impression of the way that the NYC firefighters actually handle themselves, and the way that we actually deal with firefighter tactics and being able to save lives. I think the biggest thing in here that they're criticizing is just how these firefighters actually got these people out of a burning building. And again, they say it in the news article, and they also have one of the firefighters say it. It's not pretty. What we do is not pretty. We are trying to do everything that we possibly can to save lives when it comes to life safety and trying to fight fires. It is not a pretty job by any means, and it's just kind of crazy to know that we're kind of getting dragged in the mud right now because of this. So I wanted to give you guys my impression of it. We're going to go through this news video and let you guys know kind of from me what I see in this, what I feel like. There's a few situations in here that I feel like could have done a little bit better, but really in this, I'm seeing it like nothing out of the ordinary. This is kind of how we do things. This is how we operate. This is how we train. And again, I'm going to emphasize this one more time. Firefighting is not an easy job, and life safety is not an easy job by any means. We are able to do that because we are highly trained and highly motivated, and we want to save lives the fastest way and the best means that we possibly can. And sometimes it's not pretty. So that's our main objective, to save lives and to fight the fire to where it's not actually causing damage to other property and other people. So anyway, we're going to get into it. I want to get you guys this article and give you guys my opinion about it. We'll watch this thing real quick, but I'm a little annoyed because, dang it, we try the best we can to save lives, but sometimes it might not be good enough for some people. So let's get into this thing, and I'm going to stop it it's like as soon as we play it because I have something to say.
This surveillance video shows New York City's bravest doing what they do best.
Okay. Like I said, I'm going to stop it right here. This is completely normal. So New York City, a lot of high rises, a lot of apartment complexes, and this is completely normal. So the apartment building in this structure is right here on this floor. The firefighters are getting ready. High-rise fires are very difficult to fight just because the amount of things you need to do. Now, New York City is probably a little bit more prepared than where I work at when it comes to high-rise fires. But they're set up on the fire floor. They're getting ready to make entrance into the building. You have the fire attack crew there. You have somebody there with the supply line of the water hose, getting it ready, getting it flaked out. So this is very normal. What you're seeing right now in the hallway before entrance into the fire room, this I would say is pretty normal when it comes to firefighting. So right here, just at least wanted to give you a description of when it comes to firefighting. Just right here, this image, very normal when it comes to it. All right.
Saving lives. But from the outside, many say their tactics look questionable.
Okay, so this is the thing that's kind of getting into the reason why this news article or this news video was made. You see a firefighter dragging out somebody from this burning building or from this burning room. We're going to get later into this video of this being a very normal thing, which is kind of funny. As young kids, we're taught, to stay low to the ground. That's where the safe oxygen is at. You have all the smoke and non-combustible gas and stuff like that. All that smoke and everything above you. So you want to stay low to the ground in the safe area, trying to crawl and get out of there. And that's kind of what you're seeing right now with that firefighter dragging somebody low to the ground. So again, we're going to get into it a little bit more into this video, but this right here, I'm still not seeing a whole lot of issues with this. I don't know. The only thing I could say is that from what this is looking like, the room is just a little bit clearer. So maybe that person could have been picked up. But again, I'm not going to quarterback this very much because I'm not there. I don't know exactly what the situation is. He's trying to get the person out of there as fast as he possibly can. That's why he's dragging him with some webbing, and we'll get into that as well. But he's trying to get him out of there as fast as possibly can, dragging him, getting him out of there, getting him out of the firefighting area to where EMS is actually sitting outside. Most of these calls, when it comes to firefighting, you're not going to have EMS crews right outside the door. They're going to be on the outside of the building, being able to take care of people that need EMS, need medical assistance on the outside. So that's why he's dragging them to the outside.
Oh my God.
That is 25-year-old Joshua Scurry, face down, being dragged out by a firefighter along with his mother and girlfriend.
So I'm gonna go back just a little bit. So this is the one thing I just have an issue with, but I'll talk about this later on towards the end of the video. But this is the only time I'm like, okay, I kind of see what people are kind of aggravated about. But again, I don't know what the whole situation is. I don't know if there's smoke inhalation. I don't know how well her breathing is. I don't know what her cognitive ability is right now because she was in a fiery, hot, smoky environment. But I want to say this. So hold on, if I can actually get back to so they're saying he was dragged face down, dragged outside. So I'm gonna say that's good because he's face down, so he's not breathing in the smoke. He's not breathing in the intense heat that's in a building. Again, I'm not seeing a huge issue with that because you're keeping the victim down low to the ground, and even keeping their face down on the ground to where they're not exposed to the heat and the smoke. So again, that's just I'm not.
Face down,
this is completely normal.
Along with his mother.
This is the only thing I'm kind of questioning about.
Fire
okay, normal fire. It looks like a room and contents type fire. You see the smoldering, you see the smoke, you see the fire damage. And for way that combustibles are nowadays, with everything being made of petroleum, plastics, you have all this stuff. Fires burn super quick and super fast and super hot. Like fires are more intense when it comes to heat and how fast they're able to produce. So seeing all this damage, I imagining when you get to that room, to the fire room, there's a lot of smoke, a lot of heat. And if anybody is trapped in this room, you need to get them out of there as fast as you possibly can. So again, just kind of seeing the damage of what this fire was, fire caused, shows me that, room and contents fire, you still want to try to get people out, and you're going to see some cluttering. That's just, I hate hoarding. It's when people hoarder and have a fire in their house, it's one of the most difficult things to do because hoarding blocks access to rooms, access to hallways, trying to get to victims. And because there's so much stuff in a building or in a house, because of hoarding, stuff catches on fire faster, and there's even more intense smoke and more intense heat because there's so much fuel, there's so much stuff in there to burn. So anyway.
Their Crown Heights apartment last month. It was early, around 7 in the morning.
So again, very normal. You got the hose lines flaked out. They're getting ready to breach in. You got the fire and tac crew getting ready to go. You have people feeding in the line. Again, very normal.
Firefighters arrived. They found flames and heavy smoke inside this second floor.
Okay, so this is the apartment room. They have a lock on there. I'm assuming this is not on there. This is just to keep people out of this apartment complex room. But they say that this door is barricaded, or at least they're not able to gain access to this room.
That's not all.
There were folks behind the door. It was a little bit.
So again, here's the cluttering, here's the hoarding, and we're gonna back off to it. So they're saying that there's people against this door. And there was, I guess, junk against this door as well to where they couldn't get in. But I mean, you can see the blackness of this. So this is the smoke. This is the non-combustible stuff that is building up on here that's very toxic to us. So again, a very dangerous environment for anybody that's in here. But again, if you look down here, you don't see it as much. So keeping people low to the ground is something that's very safe. Standing up or even being on your knees, not very safe at all. So again, you want to be as low to the ground.
Behind the door, there was a little bit of what we term
here's
as
the hoarding, here's the clutter stuff
inside the apartment in the hallway, which made it even more difficult.
Blocked from entering.
Okay, so doors blocked, can't get into it. There possibly might be people against it that's keeping it from opening. There might be, junk in the way that's keeping it opening, maybe locks and stuff like that. Now, there are tactics for us and tools that we use to be able to bust in and gain access to these rooms, but sometimes it might not be. Might not be, you get a Halligan, you get anything that you possibly can to try to open this door, you might not be able to gain access. So the fact that these NYC firefighters were able to think on their feet fast enough to think, I can't get in this room. I cannot gain access to this room. How am I going to gain access to this apartment room? They decided to go into the right next door to this apartment room and break down the wall to get inside. To me, it's not pretty. You have fire damage. Firefighters doing damage to the building and to the structure is not going to be that much more than a fire is going to be doing to the room and the room and contents and whatnot of that area. So again, this is a very fast, quick on your feet decision, and it was a very good decision because they were able to use this whole breach to not only fight the fire but actually gain access to the room to get people out. So again, very fast paced, quick decision makings need to be made, but good heavens, man, like, props to them, because usually if we go to just a house or something like that, maybe if we can't gain access to the house because of a door, we look for glass or something like that to break and gain access to that. But since there's no window here, they couldn't open the door. Bam, bust through the wall, gain access to it. So very awesome that they were able to think on their feet and be able to get that done.
In the apartment, firefighters had to break in through a wall to gain access. Scurry suffered burns, mostly on his hands. We showed the...
So, I mean, like I said, that you got intense heat. We already saw what the room and contents of that apartment looked like, with stuff stacked up everywhere, very cluttered, very hoarding. So you're gonna have very intense heat, a lot of smoke, and the fact that he has burns on his arm showing how intense the fire was, depending on where his location was at in the house. But again, they were able to gain access to it through that broken wall. Probably most likely were able to open the door from there to get him out. Again, you don't want to be up top. You don't want to be up here. That's where the dangerous smoke, the dangerous toxic gases are. You want to stay low to the ground, and that's, again, why he was dragged out and kept low to the ground.
Hands. We showed the video of the rescue to Scurry's uncle.
You'll treat a dog in the SPCA better than that when they come. The way they pull them out was like they was rag dogs.
The video.
And look, this is the thing. I can completely understand. It does not look good. It does not look good whatsoever. But again, you have to understand, we are trying to do everything that we possibly can to save your life, to save the people that are trapped in there. Again, it does not look pretty, but damn it, we are trying to do everything that we possibly can to save lives. If that means grabbing you and dragging you across the floor, trying to get you out there as fast as you possibly can, it might not look pretty, but we're trying to keep you alive. So again, I understand it doesn't look pretty, but again, you have to understand, keeping him low to the ground, keeping his face to the ground, and trying to drag him outside to get medical aid. Again, I don't know the whole situation. I don't know if there's any, difficulty breathing because of the toxic gases, the smoke that he might have inhaled and whatnot. But again, I'm not seeing the huge issue with it. But again, I might be skewed because I'm a firefighter. I don't know. But again, like I said, it's not pretty stuff that we do.
Shared on social media, raising concerns about the actual rescue.
It was heartbreaking, because...
And again, I completely understand. I completely understand. I am not upset. Like, if people see that, the perspective that they're getting, I get it. I totally get it. So here's some firefighter training that we would do.
It is standard procedure for pulling.
So again, this is training that we have done, that I have done, where you're dragging somebody out of a fire. Now again, we have that protective clothing, we have our SCBA, we have our mask on, helmet, our bunker gear on, our coat and pants. So you see that the firefighter is standing a little bit, so you have to understand of kind of where smoke is at, where that dangerous area is, and how much we can withstand with our protective gear, to comparison of the person that has no protective gear whatsoever, that we're trying to keep low to the cool, oxygenated air to get them out of there. So again, this is stuff that we do, and that's training.
It's not easy.
It could be very difficult to watch. It doesn't look good.
I agree. This is what was used.
So this is the webbing. We have a water knot in this. This is something that that we can use. It's hell, I have two of these things in my bunker gear in my pockets, where you just pull them out. It's already tied up into a big circle. You throw them over the shoulders, so you have it tucked underneath the shoulders here and here, and you pretty much yank it to where it's tightened up underneath the shoulders, and you can drag them out. So I don't know what else that we could possibly do. I don't know what else we could do I mean, you're trying to do this in a quick fashion. You're trying to save lives. This is one of the fastest ways that we possibly can to actually get somebody out of a fire. So to me, looking at this, that's a piece of equipment that I have on my gear, to where if I need to make a rescue, that's something that I use.
To drag Scurry out of the apartment, it's called webbing, a device not well known to the public, but one that helps save lives on a daily basis.
So it's very, very difficult.
So exactly, just like that. You throw that webbing underneath the shoulders, and you're dragging that person out. And again, it's exactly what we do. It's exactly what we do when it comes to life safety, and we're trying to get people out of the most dangerous area they possibly could be. this is something that we
and
do.
grip them to be able to remove them. Their skin is coming off, their clothes are coming off.
We had
they could be
burns.
wet.
Yep.
The FDNY demonstrated how webbing is
So
used.
that's the webbing. They're
Thomas
throwing the webbing
Richardson,
underneath it.
Chief
Apparently
of
they didn't want to
Fire
show all of it, but
Operations.
The firefighter that was removing the young man to the outside of the building, that young man was treated fairly quickly by another.
And again, the NYC captain is talking about this. When it comes to firefighting, all the firefighting gear, all the personnel that's there just for firefighting and rescues is right there at the room, ready to go. When it comes to life safety, the firefighter, the people that are in charge of rescues, are going to be taking that person outside the structure, outside the building, outside the area, to where EMS is waiting on the outside to deal with burns, inhalation, anything that's life safety. That's what their sole responsibility is. So it's going to be outside of the room, outside of the danger, to where the firefighter rescue team is going to be dragging them out and getting them to safety.
Fire unit that was arriving at that time, by virtue of the leverage that they gained from the webbing, they're keeping their torso and their head off the ground,
my
so
bad.
that it's not
He's not a
banging
captain,
into
he's a
the
chief.
stairs.
Scurry's mother and girlfriend were also pulled out of the fire. The video shows them on the floor in the lobby.
So this is the only thing I can see as seeing this without any context of anything that's going on. I see what the issue is. However, later on in this video, they do see getting a stretcher or a cot or a scoop stretcher or something like that, getting in here because she might be too heavy. She might be having other health line issues to where they might need to transport her immediately. So they're getting a cot, they're getting something on her where they can transport her right away. But seeing this right now, just her laying in the hallway, I can see as something that people do not like seeing this whatsoever and are very offended by what's going on. But again, they got her out of the danger zone. They got her out of the area. Now they're getting, they show this later on, and we'll talk about it again. They're getting a stretcher to get her out of there to carry her out because she might be, I mean, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, not trying to be terrible. She might be too heavy for somebody to lift by themselves, so they might try to get a team in there. Hell, I'm too heavy to be lifted by myself. I'm 260 some odd pounds. So, but again, you want more hands, you want more people there to help out when it comes to lifting. You don't want to hurt yourself as a rescuer. But again, seeing this right here, I can see why people would be upset.
Difficult to watch. When we go into a fire building, we're typically not carrying the medical gear. So firefighters have to go out to the apparatus and get it.
The chief says
or EMS team is waiting outside. So again, there's the stretcher, there's the thing that they're going to be getting out, I guess Stokes basket, I guess you can call it as well, but that is what they're going to be using to transport her out of there. And you also have several firefighters there to lift her up. But again, like I said, not trying to be rude, she might just be too heavy. Again, I said I'm too heavy, probably to be left by myself. So they're trying to get her the quickest way possible out of that room, and probably the closest ambulance possible, because I don't know what life risk that she possibly could have. I don't know how close she was to the fire. I don't know how much smoke she inhaled and whatnot. But yeah, again, looking at that alone is probably really bad. But seeing it later on where they have a stretcher out ready to go or a Stokes basket gives a little bit more context.
Fighters for what they come up against at an actual fire.
There's probably some things we could have done better. However,
always something you could have done better.
Do we always get everything
and
right?
that's not for that's for everybody. No matter what your job is, there's something you could always done better.
Scurry and his girlfriend were both released from the hospital, but his mother is still in critical condition. Her daughter, Charisma,
and I'm assuming that was the mother
that's
laying on the
hard
floor.
part,
I would probably have to go
care
back.
Of her mother. In the meantime, the chief says during these uncertain times, it's always good to learn, reflect, and make change for the better. Nicole Johnson.
Absolutely. And again, that's one thing I don't have a huge issue with whatsoever. You know, any type of situation that we go into as firefighters, there's always something that we could learn, always something that we could have done better. And that's why we have training. That's why we have different rehearsals and whatnot that we train on to where we do the best possible job that we can in service of the community, in service of people that need rescue, in service of people that need help. But I just wanted to talk about this just because I saw this news thing and it wasn't really depicting people too terribly in a light of the firefighters and whatnot, but to me, I wanted to give you guys my perspective on it of being a firefighter and the stuff that we do in training wise in order to save lives. Again, it's not pretty. It's not pretty, but dang it, we are trying to do the best possible job that we can to save lives. So you guys, if you're trapped in a fire or whatnot, we're trying to bring you out so you can live another day and be safe. And it just sucks. It sucks. You know, we're trying to do the best possible job we can. But again, there's always something that we could have done better, and that's one thing that we can reflect on and try to do better the next time and train on, and just kind of gives us a, you know, a lesson for the next time. So guys, I just wanted to show you this. I wanted to give you guys my opinion about it and let you know from a firefighter's perspective. I know this is long, but I just wanted to give you a breakdown, give you guys my perspective of being a firefighter and kind of what I'm seeing with this video. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about it? Have a great rest of the day. I look forward to seeing you guys again next time. Be safe. Have a great weekend. Bye. Get them guns, man. All right, bye guys.